banana slam jam.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got ourselves another BSJ replay, a high MMR replay of a guy that we've done before, 6.1000 MMR. Says, I thought more about my team's needs since the last session. Since this game, we would need sustain and lack of Roche taking definitely required items like Vlad's. I took into account what you said about soaring. Even though I would go hood after soaring for the HP regen, I tried to decrease the amount of times that I am useless. Yeah, I remember this. Let me know what you think of my item build / progression this game, and if there's anything I could have done differently, as this game was a stomp and felt really clean. Other than one stupid dive at top tier 2, I'd love to know if there's any things I can improve upon. Sure, man. There's plenty of things to learn from a stomp, but in your case, since I feel like a lot of little parts of the game were really bad last time we saw your Underlord, what I want to see, for a lot of people who don't have the context, is that Underlord is a hero that kind of consistently ramps up. His skills never really have a specific power spike, but he keeps getting gradually powerful every level. It's like if you compare him to like an Anti-Mage who's like the complete opposite, it's like every time Anti-Mage levels up, he gets like 10 more mana burn, or like 3 seconds less cooldown on a blink. You know, Underlord, on the other hand, he gets less % damage reduction, or like more damage reduction, like from everybody around him. He gets more damage on his Firestorm, as well as like just overall wave clear accelerates. He ends up having like a team fight disable, and then he ends up being survivable enough to save himself. Like the way this hero works is just continuously ramping up. So what I pointed out to his game last time was like, hey, you know, you're leaving too many holes in your plan. Like there's just too many moments randomly that you're not strong when you could just always be strong because you're an Underlord. So certain heroes work this way. Venomancers, Underlords, like all their skills just kind of naturally scale and make them more powerful continuously. And these are the ones where you need to consistently be as powerful as possible. So even if this is a stomp, let's see if you left any holes. You know, let's see. So you have a 4 brew. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, Underlord against Chen Wraith King. That's pretty much the fucking dream right there. It's a nice lane for Underlord. So far, so good. Sad that you couldn't keep those outside of tower, but you know, it's life. He died. He fucking took 5. He died for a courier. Fucking supports SMH, dude. You should definitely be dragging to your range here. So when the lane's this far back, you just need to do it 100% of the time. Dude, just watch ice, ice, ice. Like right now, drag these 2 creeps to your range. Maybe it's too late with these 2 specifically. Right now, drag these 3 creeps to your range. Like, last thing you want to do here is actually aggro that Wraith King. I need you to understand that this range creep needs to fucking die. This range creep has to fucking die. Anything you do here that doesn't make this range creep die is a grief. It's terrible. Absolute dog shit. Like, right now, what you need to realize is that if you're just going for denies, right now, like, you don't aggro this Wraith King, this range creep's going to be half health in, like, 5 seconds, okay? And you're leaving the Wraith King with 2 choices. Sticking around and, like, trying to get the range creep, in which case you literally wail on him and make him take 300 damage, or you bully him away, like, with your positioning here, and then you just freely deny this range, and then the lane's going to stay here. The lane's literally just going to sit in front of your tower, and I need you to realize how hard it is for this Wraith King to even walk up. Like, he can't even fucking walk up, dude. He has nothing to do. Like, he's half health against 2 heroes with a slow and a lot of right-click damage coming out from you. This guy has no fucking options. He has no play. No fucking play. The only play you can give him is by pushing the lane into his tower. That's the only play. So, really bad creep aggro, really bad lane equilibrium management here. Like, this just doesn't fucking matter, bro. None of this fucking matters. Creeps. Lane equilibrium. Creeps. Look at this. You're giving him free farm on a tower, bro. Dude, the guy couldn't even walk up over here, bro. The guy couldn't walk up. Sorry. We're chilling. Oh, no, he's getting a big camper farm. Okay, he ends up feeding because he's bad. That's nice. I just wanted to let you know that you had, like, complete control of this lane. You were both level 2. This should literally be GG right here. And instead, he was out-leveling you until he fed. I just want you to remember that. That this lane was literally free. And he was out-leveling you, and the only reason it's not happening is because he fed. Fundamentals of laning as an offlaner. GG. Okay. I'm in free camera, not player perspective. I feel like in this lane, in this game specifically, phase boots are incredibly valuable. You're against a hero with pretty much only physical damage. And you're like two heroes, excuse me, with only physical damage. Heroes that can also get chased down. I feel like in this lane, I would have gone phase Uv. Like, I would have gone Uv for sure. This is like a free lane to kill people with an Orb of Venom. The Orb of Venom also procs your Brewmaster's W, if I'm not mistaken. And you're also against a Viper, who, if you're going to die, is the primary source of killing you. And he's a slow. And then you're also against a Dazzle, who's a slow. So I feel like this is literally the perfect phase boot game. And like, if it's a scale of 1 to 10, where 10's like the perfect phase boot game, it's like a 9, and you didn't buy phase boots. So like, I don't really know how else to say this. Like, but I look at their heroes, I'm like, damn, phase boots fucking own here. And then you just buy mana boots. So I don't really know what else to say about that. I feel like it's really obvious to me, and I'm trying to be nice. But like, this is the difference between 6k players and 8k players. It really is. It's not meant to be like a lot of people. The only reason I'm saying this is not to be condescending. It's because a lot of people ask the question, you know, what's the difference between like low immortal players and high immortal players? Like, it's just so obviously such an amazing phase boot game. And then you just went mana boots. So. Dude, if you wanted to go phase Vlads here, I'm actually down for that. Like, phase Soul Ring Vlads, I'm actually so fucking down for that. Okay, so that guy's just bad. I like what you're doing with the items you have. I really just think you could be even more aggressive. And the Wraith King is kind of just feeding the game away, rather than you, like, earning it, in my opinion. Like, you're playing decently, and he's just playing badly. So it's, like, good enough to win you the game. You haven't done, like, anything amazingly wrong, but there's a lot of things you could improve upon, and he's just being stupid, so. I want you to realize that as an offlaner, your job here is to force people to show up. And you need to calculate for yourself. I know you overextended here, but you need to know, based on your hero, based on his hero, based on the heroes that would TP in, etc., how far you can go before they TP in and you die. You need them to TP in, but not for you to die. So, like, obviously you cross that line, and I'm not here to, like, you know, say I don't ever cross this line myself. I think there's plenty of times that, you know, even high MMR players will cross this line where they just feed. But I want you to make sure you have the right mindset on this, and that you're supposed to force this Chen to TP, but you're supposed to be able to get out. So wherever that line is for you, on whatever game you're playing, that needs to be, like, this is a pretty big feed, to be honest. I know you're probably aware of that. I also don't think you feed if you just have phase. It's like, if for you to buy phase means you have to buy 8 clarities to make it work, you actually buy 8 clarities. I want to be very fucking clear to you guys. If it's an amazing phase boot game, and you can apply a ton of fucking pressure, and the only limitation you have is mana, and you don't want to go Soul Ring because you're going phase Vlads, then you need to buy 8 fucking clarities. Like, I'm not memeing. Okay. Like, that's how I operate in my head. I'm like, oh, dude, I need phase boots to do my job this game. And since I'm lacking mana, I'm going to buy a bajillion clarities. Okay. So you pushed in top, rotated to mid. Looks like you guys won pretty much every lane. Good rotations from you, though. I would have at the very least bought a Windlace. This is such a good phase Windlace game, man. Even Mana Boots Windlace is fine. So your Puck TP's out. That means this push is pretty much just a... I think Gunnar would call this a fake push. He's been using the word fake a lot. It's like you guys are pushing, but you shouldn't actually intend to push. Maybe it's like fake pressure would be more accurate. And if they overextend like they are, yeah, this is good. I like this. You weren't actually forcing the issue, but then they chased into you guys and you killed them. Yeah, that's good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was all good. I like that. Immediately go top. I like these plays. Your mid-game plays are pretty solid. I would say it's pretty easy to do these things correctly since you're really far ahead, but honestly, there's plenty of people that don't, so I'm not going to take credit away from you there. I like the way you're playing the map right now. You know, it'd be really nice running away from a Viper who's chasing you is FaZe and Windlace. That sounds like that'd be really good for you.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I honestly think both of your deaths this game are because you have mana boots. I'll actually be honest. I think everything you did this game is correct, except for the fact that you bought mana boots. I think what you're doing on the map is correct. So, what I like to see from you is that a lot of 6K players even, they don't truly understand what they're supposed to do on the map. I think you've done a pretty solid job of understanding what you're supposed to do on the map. But you definitely need to get better at looking at the enemy heroes and how they're going to stop you from what you're doing on the map, and then buying items that make it so they can't, or at least make it as difficult as possible to stop you, right? So it's like if you're against Viper or Ursa or even Wraith King in this case, like FaZe boots, man. Like just run away from them. Like that's how you stop them from stopping you, right? So it's like these are the things that you need to see in your own games. Both times you died, one of them was a bit of an overextension where you couldn't run away fast enough, and the other one was the Viper finally catching you with a Viper strike, and you're just too slow to get away. Like all of your deaths here are just being too slow. And notice how even when you were pushing bottom, it was a lot of like poke and prod. You were like pushing the lane, backing off, pushing the lane, backing off. They chased into you and you turned on them. All of this is purely based on mobility and like kiting them around. That's all it is, right? Like these are the type of vision of the game that you have to learn as like, especially, I mean, it's every role to be honest with you, but especially as an offlaner, because most of the time your items like these heroes like Underlord, Venomancer, they can kind of just build whatever the fuck. Like their kit kind of plays itself, right? Like you're gonna go push waves with your Q, you're gonna show up to team fights with some team fight items, like other than Atos, I would say there's really no item on Underlord that actually changes what he offers to the game. He just buys whatever his team needs. So these are the heroes that are really good for practicing your itemization. And I think your overall map play is good, but your itemization understanding is like it's actually so much wrong with your understanding to not buy phase boots here. And I need you to understand that. Because like the difference in understanding required to buy phase boots windlace here as opposed to mana boots with no windlace is pretty drastic. Like, it's a vision of the game you don't see. And I need you to start thinking about the game that way. So it's good in a game like this that it's not going to lose you the game because you're, winning by so much. But in closer games where your team's a bit struggling or, it's your job, it's all on your shoulders to, like, make space in your feeding, it would probably cost you the game. I don't think his shard is that good, by the way. Maybe it is. So, what I would say about your Vlads is that it could probably come out later. I think the idea behind the item is fine. I feel like this game I probably would have gone FaZe, Soul Ring, Hood, Atos Vlads. I think the Vlads later would be really nice. for the Roche specifically. I think you had a good idea that your team couldn't take Roche without you buying items to do it. But I don't really see the point of the mech, to be blunt. For all the reasons I said, I'd say this is like a mobility game. Like, you catch them out of position, they can't chase you down. I'd say that's what this game looks like to me. So, those are the items I personally would have gone. And I really do think the way you play the map's pretty solid. It's just the tools you give yourself to do it are not ideal. So notice how, like, you didn't take Roche until 21 minutes or whatever. So it's like, if this item is to take Roche, then, like, you need to buy the item around 20 minutes. See what I'm saying? No reason to have it for 15 minutes prior if what it's offering you is Roche. So just make an educated guess of when you think you'll take Roche. The closer you are, like, the better, like, the more accurate you are with these predictions, the higher MMR you'll be. Like, that's just kind of how it is. And looks like that's GG. Yeah, man. I like to see a little bit of progression here. I definitely see things being a bit better, and hope you learned another set of little things to think about during your games. So, thanks for signing up, bud.